Like the funny, it's a waste of time for me to even say this. But what Trump is talking about here, when Trump is saying we need to make Canada a state or we should make Mexico a state, he's technically correct and that would help like our economies. But what he's talking about there is globalization. Making them a state, you're talking about creating a super government that rules over larger swaths of territory, that reduces barriers to trade and immigration, increases things like financial and market integration. Those are globalist ideas. Currency integration. These are globalist ideas. When he talks about making Canada a 51st state or Mexico a 52nd, you're talking about globalist. These are globalist ideas. But nothing is like consistent in this world. Like none of this is an ideology that can be analyzed from any kind of like logical or you have to like figure out the emotion behind every statement and just go from there. I feel like I got friendly with the anti-woke coalition over the past few years, but now it feels like they're walking off a plank into extremism, and I feel frustrated about it. Being anti a bad thing doesn't make you right by default. Righteous revenge is not compassion. Like, how are you... listen, I think that this is a very, very, very wise statement to make in 2018. How... in 2025? Like, where have you been? Hello? Where have you been? Where are we? Hello? There is unironically a very easy way to make Trump learn from his actions here, but it's mostly cooked by Alberta being a Republican wannabe province. If they actually shut off all oil exports to America for 2 to 3 weeks, it would obliterate the U.S. consumer by launching diesel and gasoline prices to a fucking ridiculous degree. Yeah. Although I worry that in a weird way that it could help us if gas never really was as big of a deal and a whole bunch of oil becomes more accessible now because the price goes higher and we like jumpstart a whole bunch of fracking and shit to go after stuff that we wouldn't have ordinarily gone after. There's like a weird way that could backfire. You're LGB because the left was not graceful in their victory. You gloat, your progress gets erased when the pendulum swings back. This time it swings so hard it might wreck the entire building. Oh, I'm sorry. We gloat? I just want you to know that if I had your address, I would be spamming it in my chat right now. Actually, the thickest, strongest nylon rope that you can find, please God, get the fuck out of here. Conservatives are the masters of telling you what they do and then telling you that this is why you can't do it. Unbelievable, bro. This is a disgrace. Are you serious?
What do you think is the best way to understand Trump coin, given that there's no intrinsic value? What purpose does it serve beyond as an advertisement marketing tool for him?
I don't even think, and that's not even true, because liberals weren't even gloating. After Biden won, we were in shock and awe because you fucking retards tried to coup the government. We didn't even have time to gloat. We didn't even get the opportunity to gloat because we were like, holy shit, are you guys trying to fucking revolt? Are you guys having an insurrection right now? Are you trying to fucking take over the fucking... Are you serious? We didn't have time to gloat. Are you actually serious?
What do you think is the best way to... What do you think is the best way to understand...
Hold on. I don't have a better picture of her. Does she kind of look like the lady who does the intervention in It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia? A little bit? The intervention episode?
Goddamn fire!
I think they do.
And Trump coin, given that there's no intrinsic value, what purpose does it serve beyond as an advertisement marketing tool for him?
What is this? Why is this shitberg? What is shitberg? What is this fucking dog shit publication? Is Bloomberg ETF related to the Bloomberg, like the actual reputable news site that publishes? This is not, why not just call it what it is? It's a crypto scam. It's a scam. Is this related to the crypto scam that Donald Trump is doing on his audience? Why not call it what it is?
What do you think is the best way to understand Trump coin, given that there's no intrinsic value? What purpose does it serve beyond as an advertisement marketing tool for him?
Yes, it's a meme coin. In 2007,
it's a scam. Call it a scam. Actually, maybe it's not a scam because it's literally just this fucking retard. Is it a scam? I don't know. Has this ever been legally tested before? If I launch a product and I call the product, hello, this is scam product. When you sign up, I will try to draw down your credit card as much as possible. Welcome to Scam Card. And then you sign up for it and I scam you. Can I get sued for that? If you're honest in the advertising, is it actually like, I don't know. Has anybody tested this before?
2017, we went through the ICO movement, which was very much, if you remember, CryptoKitties started a movement back then in ICOs. This is.
She's in St. Petersburg? St. Petersburg, Spain? Where? Which one? Not the one where Asmongold's editor is from, right? I'm sorry, bro. I'm seeing him everywhere. We're gonna take a 1 month factorial break. I can't do this. I'm losing my fucking mind.
Started a movement back then in ICOs. This is part of the meme coin moment. Is it going to have any utility? We shall see.
What do you mean? Definitionally, no. It's not built into the project at all. They're not even pretending it's going to have utility. What are you talking about? This is like a guy saying, if you have a scat fetish, I'm going to go take a shit in front of your house tomorrow. Pay me $1,000 for it. And you're like, well, are they going to build a Taj Mahal out of the shit? Who knows? It's to be seen. No, it's not.
I mean, there is speculation that,
No, it's a scam.
You'll get to meet President Trump.
No, who's speculating that? Report on who? This is a real news agency. Report on who's saying that. Is that even in the coin? Trump coin. Do they even say this? Where do I find this stupid fucking... I'm surprised all of his kids haven't launched coins yet. GetTrumpMemes.com. My bad. GetTrumpMemes.com. Do they actually say this here? I like it. You can buy with a debit card. Trump memes are intended to function as an expression of support for and engagement with the ideals and beliefs embodied by the symbol $Trump. And the associated artwork are not intended to be or to be the subject of an investment opportunity, investment contract, or security of any type. GetTrumpMemes.com is not political and has nothing to do with any political campaign or any political office or governmental agency. See terms and conditions here. Fight, fight, fight. On July 13th, 2024, President Trump faced death and came up fighting with his fist in the air and the iconic battle cry, fight, fight, fight. Did he say fight? Did we actually hear him say that? I don't even remember. He didn't say fight, 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 did he? Did he even say fight? I don't even remember. I feel like I don't even know what maybe he mouthed it.
And that's... Watch out.
Oh, that was it. Fight, fight, fight.
Watch out.
Fight, fight, fight. Oh, guys. Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, he mouthed it. He mouthed it. He mouthed it. He mouthed it. Okay. We'll give him the mouthing of it at least. He showed the world what a leader is made of. His strength and courage ignited a movement, becoming the most memorable meme of the century. He just said the F slur 3 times. Based. What happened to Kushner? He was the only one holding these together. I would be shocked if Kushner has anything to do with anything. I feel like, as much as I feel like the nepotism and everything is weird, and I only listened to Kushner speak for like 30 minutes, I think, and I've heard his deposition, 30 minutes on the Lex show. I feel like Kushner sounded like an ordinary smart dude. That was what I took. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's evil. I just haven't heard enough. But he seemed like a reasonably intelligent guy. This is the only official Trump meme by President Donald J. Trump. I like how they throw president in here, even though it has nothing to do with any political campaign or anything, but okay. How can I get Trump memes? Moonshot is the easiest way. User sign up with email address, can deposit with Apple Pay, debit card, credit card, Venmo, Solana/USDC, and receive your $Trump within minutes. What is a meme? Merriam-Webster's meme. Noun. 1. An idea, behavior, style, or usage that spreads from person to person within a culture. Wow. Futures market opens in 8 minutes.
There is speculation that, you'll get to meet President Trump as one of the utilities of owning this coin. I don't know if that's the case or not, but so far we don't know of much utility for this.
Oh yeah, wait. So is there a meeting of Trump anywhere? Did he truth it out? I don't know where that came from. Maybe he truthed it or said it somewhere.
This coin, except that it is a meme coin of President Trump himself. In the early days of really, I think he's ushering in the next phase of the crypto revolution.
Well, Kathy, with all that in mind, would you buy Trump coin, or do you generally stay away from the meme type coins?
Yeah, we've pretty much stayed away from the meme coins. We're very focused on the big three.
Bloomberg. Oh, wait. Fuck you guys. You guys mind fucked me. Shut up. St. Petersburg, Florida. Wait, why was it a big deal that she's in St. Petersburg? Wait, I thought she was in fucking Russia. Why are you guys mind fucking me so much? What was the point of pointing that out? We said that. Fuck you guys. Stop. Get out of my head. Get Omogus, 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 Omogus. It's funny? I thought you were joking. No, I wasn't. My mind is destroyed right now, okay? You guys have cooked my brain.
With all that in mind, would you buy Trump coin, or do you generally stay away from the meme type coins?
Like, what is this conversation that we're having right now?
Yeah, we've pretty much stayed away from the meme coins.
We pretty much stayed away from them. Why are you being so careful with your language?
We're very focused on the big three. So Bitcoin, and as you know, ARKB is one of the larger spot Bitcoin ETFs out there, happily. Ether, and Solana in our private funds. So those we believe are the big three. And then we think that the decentralized financial services movement, some people call it DeFi or Internet Financial Services or even Finternet, we think that is going to be big. That's very Ethereum and Solana based. And so there are some crypto assets that are providing great utility for that movement.
Thank you, Kathy Wood. I'll watch the Steven Crowder video in a minute. End appears near for USAID agency, Democratic lawmakers say. A sense of crisis among aid groups is growing as USAID's website went dark. The website for the U.S. Agency for International Development went dark Saturday afternoon as lawmakers and aid workers, already reeling over the recent freezes to foreign assistance and the suspension of senior officials, brace for the possibility that the agency might be shut down. A slimmed-down page for USAID appeared on the State Department's website Saturday afternoon, suggesting that the agency's activities, which are currently severely limited, have been brought under the State Department's umbrella. Was USAID its own thing that was, like, authorized by Congress? Does he even have the authority to shut this down? Oh, lawmakers have argued that Mr. Trump cannot unilaterally shutter the agency legally as it was created by Congress and received specific appropriations. The federal government, including USAID, is currently funded through March 14th. We still haven't figured out a budget, right? Another assault on the Constitution. Well, hold on. What Constitution? Did we put it back online yet? Constitution, White House. Wait, is this the website? Or is this a different one? Wait, why did I put Congress? Biden White House.archives. Metalloid, link me a futures thing. I've never read like futures contracts before, so I have no idea. Oh, they said they're bringing it back soon. This was posted on January 22nd. So it should be back now, right? Oh, this is our new DNC vice chair. You have no right to a gun. You're not a militia. When you're talking about your Second Amendment rights, you're talking about a state's right to have what is today the National Guard. The modern interpretation of 2A is a ridiculous fraud pushed by decades, or pushed for decades by the gun lobby. Yes, that's what we need to spend all of our political capital on, is fighting against the Second Amendment. Hell the fuck yeah. Let's go, brother. Yes. Fuck yes. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Let's go. This was 2 years ago? Isn't this guy literally a school shooting survivor? Not to knock him. I think that's fine if you want to be an advocate for something, but isn't this guy's like life defined by his trauma? Oh. Why are we looking at a tweet from years ago? Because this guy is the chair of the DNC. Or not the chair, I'm sorry, the vice chair. Wait a second, hold on. Oh my fucking God. Wait, is this real? Somebody just sent me a picture of the guy that was at this guy's school shooting. I'm sorry. That's my only edgy joke for the week. I'm going to be back. I'm going to use the restroom 1 second. How do you... I'm sorry. That's way too edgy. At least they got that United Healthcare CEO guy right. Dusty, that joke didn't even make sense. The joke is that the same guy missed twice, you fucking retard. That was the joke. That's why it was too edgy. Nobody deserves to die. Yet. The problem is that when we needed Mario the most, all we got was a Luigi, okay? That was the issue. I'm just kidding. Stop. Okay. Tell me what these things represent. US 30, US 500. Are these top 30, top 500 companies by market cap or what? Elon gained access to classified intelligence reports from inside USA. We know. He's got access to everything. Just assume anything, okay, that you've ever sent to the government, Elon is looking at, okay? Whatever you've sent to the government, consensually or not, Elon has all of it, and he's watching it. He's looking at it. He's enjoying it. He can see all of it, okay? Oh, look, this looks good. S&P 500 plus 10%. I don't know, whatever this is. I want to invest in it. I don't know how to read futures markets at all. I don't know what any of these are. I don't even know what futures means. You know what? Let's read. Let's look. Hold on. What are futures? Oh, look at this. What Gemzar made us. Look at that cute thumbnail. I appreciate him. Okay. The plain bagel. He looks like he could explain this.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Go to skl.sh/theplainbagel3 to get a free 2-month premium trial. On investment news channels, there are often ribbons with scrolling text or tables to the side showing future prices.
Okay.
You might see that gold futures are trading at $1,500.
Okay.
Or that oil futures are trading at $55.
Okay.
These prices don't equal what the commodity is currently trading at, so what are they? Some magic numbers showing what these commodities will trade for at a later date? Well, yeah, kind of. You see, these numbers are related to the aptly named future derivative, an investment security that involves buying and selling of an asset, typically a standardized commodity, in the future. These investments were originally intended for producers looking to manage business costs, but have since evolved into a fundamental component of the investment industry. They have many uses, and while they are complex in nature, they can fundamentally alter the traits of your portfolio if used properly. So today, let's go over futures, the related forward contract, and why people use them on today's Plain Bagel.
Okay.
Imagine you are a baker who makes bagels. You sell these bagels for $6 a dozen, and we'll say that the only ingredient is flour, which costs you $4 a batch. Great bagels, I know. Your gross profit for every dozen bagels ends up being $2. Not bad for your small operation, but the cost of flour plays an important role in maintaining this margin. And if it were to increase to, say, $6, you'd be in a bit of a pickle.
Ooh.
So being the proactive business owner you are, you decide to reach out to a flour producer and enter a supply agreement, where in a year's time, you'll buy flour from them at a locked-in price. This ensures that you'll be able to buy flour for the same price further down the road. And while you'll simultaneously trade away any upside you'd experience if prices of flour dropped, it will at least allow you to spend less time worrying about the market and more time making bagels. This is essentially how a future works. A future is a derivative agreement that involves the sale of something at a future date, with a predetermined price, known as the forward price, which is determined today. The person who goes long on the contract is a person who agrees to buy the item in question and pays the forward price, in this case our baker. And the person who shorts the contract agrees to sell at the forward price, in this case the flour producer. When someone enters a future contract, they are obligated to carry out the transaction for
I'm so sorry. Hold on. I don't know why I'm trying to recheck while analysis. Hold on. Okay.
with a predetermined price, known as your works. It will at least allow you to spend less time worrying about the market and more time making bagels. This is essentially how a future works. A future is a derivative agreement that involves the sale of something at a future date, with a predetermined price, known as the forward price, which is determined today. The person who goes long on the contract is a person who agrees to buy the item in question and pays the forward price, in this case our baker. And the person who shorts the contract agrees to sell at the forward price, in this case the flour producer. When someone enters a future contract, they are obligated to carry out the transaction for the underlying asset in the future at the delivery date, no matter how profitable or unprofitable it ends up being. While these contracts originated as a way for companies to hedge their costs, such as in our example, these days, future contracts are widely used by speculators looking to gain exposure to anything from oil to orange juice, precious metals to livestock. They can even be used to gain exposure to financial assets, like individual stocks, treasury bonds, popular indices like the S&P 500, and now even Bitcoin. So how do these futures offer speculators exposure to the price appreciation of an asset? Well, let's go through an example. Imagine that you want to invest in gold. You believe a recession is coming and that investors will flock to the metal as a safe haven, something that will increase the price of the precious metal. The spot price or current market price for an ounce of gold is $1,500. However, you don't want to physically buy and sell the commodity, so you instead turn to the futures market, where you can get 100 ounces of the stuff in a year's time at a forward price of $1,550 an ounce. Now, the higher future price takes into account a number of factors, such as inflation, risk-free rates of return, and the cost and income received for holding the asset. But to simplify things, future prices will typically be lower for assets that are beneficial to hold, like dividend-paying stocks, and higher for assets that are costly to hold, such as cattle, which you have to feed. After all, for something that's costly to hold, buying the asset in the future means you avoid those costs and leave them to the person going short on the contract. So the price will compensate them for this. There's actually a formula for determining what a future contract forward price should be, but that could take up a whole video itself. So we'll just stick with the basics here. But going back to our example, for the gold contract, you decide to take a long position, agreeing to buy 100 ounces for a total of $155,000. The price per ounce times 100 ounces. The money you make on the investment, your return, will depend on the spot price of the asset when the contract expires in 1 year. If the price increases above $1,550, say to $1,700, then you'll earn a profit of $15,000, since you'll buy the gold for $155,000 and sell it at the spot market for $170,000. If it instead falls to $1,400, then you'll lose $15,000, since you'll have to buy the gold at a future price that's higher than the current spot price. But what if instead of expecting gold prices to rise, you actually expect them to fall? With an impending recession, you may assume the government and central bank will stimulate the economy, encouraging investors to leave gold and invest in the stock market, thereby depressing gold prices. Well, by going short and agreeing to sell the gold in a year's time, you invert the return. If the price falls below $1,550, you would be able to buy gold at the lower spot price and sell at the higher forward price to profit. Now, you may be wondering how you're going to manage receiving 100 ounces of gold, or better yet, delivering it if you short the contract.
Yeah, I was going to ask, the people that generally trade in futures don't actually hold the underlying assets, right? I'm guessing you pay a premium to the companies that are actually holding the assets?
You may be able to scavenge up a few ounces of gold from your local pawn shop, but the exchange may not accept secondhand wedding bands and watches as payment. Well, while you can choose a future contract that does involve physical delivery of an asset, a contract can be designed to instead settle in cash, meaning the asset in question doesn't actually change hands. Cash is simply debited and credited to the appropriate accounts. You can also cash out of your position at any time before expiration by netting it against an opposite position. If you've shorted the gold future contract and decide to cash out halfway through, you can do so by taking a long position in a contract with the same underlying asset, quantity, and delivery date. The two contracts will effectively cancel each other out, and you will earn a profit equal to the difference in the future prices. The reason it's possible for future contracts to be netted out is that the contracts themselves are highly standardized and trade on an exchange, meaning it's fairly easy to find long and short positions for a 100-ounce gold contract through your broker. There are more customizable contracts known as forwards that are directly negotiated between parties and can involve any amount of the underlying asset, but these are more often used by companies looking to hedge, so they're not often used by speculators. So futures seem to offer a pretty convenient method for gaining exposure to commodities, but as with any investment, they do come with their own risks. For one, future contracts involve the use of leverage, something that amplifies how much you can gain or lose from your investment. We've discussed leverage in our video about shorting, which you can watch for further detail, but to summarize, futures only require a fraction of the contract's value to be invested by the speculator. With our example, if we had taken a long position in the $155,000 gold contract, our broker would initially only require that we deposit a margin, effectively some percentage of the value of the contract, as a deposit on the position. You may, for example, only need to have 5% of the $155,000.
Do the values of these contracts change over time? Like, do people usually sell closer to the, like it would be like your, as you approach like the strike price on an option or whatever before they expire? Or are our futures always executed at the date? Okay, they do, okay.
$1,000 contract, or $7,750 in the account. This may seem convenient, but it opens the door to pretty substantial losses. If gold prices fell to, say, $1,000 an ounce, you would lose $55,000, a 710% loss on your initial deposit. Needless to say, futures are not for the inexperienced investor. And while they may seem straightforward enough, they maintain a vast array of applications. They not only provide exposure to certain assets.
What's the difference between futures contracts and just puts and calls? Is it because futures are based on commodities and puts and calls are just on securities, or what's the difference?
But they can be used to fundamentally alter the risk-return features of your portfolio, allowing investors to add and remove market risk and even freeze returns from certain positions. Further yet, investors use forward prices as an indicator of consensus estimates, showing investors what the market believes an asset is worth while offering insights into the asset's price patterns. You can visualize these patterns with something called a future curve, a graph that shows the forward price of an asset for different contract expiration dates. For gold, we see an upward slope, meaning that you need to pay more if you want to buy the gold at a later date. And this curve may sometimes change to reflect changing market dynamics. A steeper curve could represent an expected price appreciation. And look at this future curve for natural gas. Notice the cyclicality. This is because the price of natural gas is heavily influenced by the seasons. More of it is
options versus an obligation to buy or sell. Oh, so for a futures contract, you're locked in an option. You could just never execute on the contract, I guess. Options, puts, and calls give the long side the right, but not the obligation to execute the contract, but futures must be executed. Okay. Give the long side, okay. And then the short side always has to execute. The person selling the puts or calls has to if the other person decides to, right? Wait, why are we locked in? What the fuck? Where did that come from?
Purchased in the
Oh, because I said, I hate you guys.
change to reflect changing market dynamics. A steeper curve could represent an expected price appreciation. And look at this future curve for natural gas. Notice the cyclicality? This is because the price of natural gas is heavily influenced by the seasons. More of it is purchased in the winter months when it's used for heating, so forward prices are higher for those periods. As you can see, forward prices can provide quite a bit of information, and there are many ways in which investors use them. While I've just scratched the surface on their applications, hopefully I've given you enough information to broadly understand how they work. Futures are rarely part of a standard portfolio, and indeed you should seek further education before investing in a contract. But next time you see that tiny number in the corner of your screen, take a moment to appreciate its significance and the small glimpse into the future it provides. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, make sure to hit that like button. If you like what we're doing here, make sure to subscribe. Hit the bell icon if you want notifications about future videos. If you have any feedback or topics you want me to cover in a future video,
But wait, what the fuck is the difference between an option and futures? He literally explained options. So for options, technically it's in the name. When you buy options contracts, you're buying the option to execute a contract at a future date, depending on when it expires. So like if there's a like 100 shares of company A and they're going for $100, I might buy the option to, would it be to buy or sell? Depending if you're doing puts or calls, 100 shares of it at $105 or $95. But I don't have to execute that contract. I have the option to. But on a futures, when you're trading futures, you have to execute. It's a contract. You have to do. You have to execute it if you're on the long position. Right? You have to go through with it at the end. I guess similar to like short selling or whatever. Like you have to go through at the end of the other person, or no, you have to. It's a contract. You have to do it. So options, you have the option to execute or not. Typically, if it's a good trade, you always will, or you'll sell the contracts even before you do execute it. I don't think typically people that trade options ever actually execute the options. They just sell the contract when it's hit the whatever they want it to, the strike price. But the yeah, so there you go. I understand why you need commodities futures. Why the hell do you need S&P 500 futures? Why not buy it now so you own it later? Well, if you think that the price will be that's a good question. Wait, why would you ever go long on futures if you expect the price of a thing? Hold on, fuck, this fucks my head. I don't have a good understanding of it. That's why it's difficult to explain. Something's selling for $100 now, and I think it'll be worth $105 in the future. Why wouldn't I just buy the thing now? Besides being able to do it on margin, is there a reason why you would buy futures as opposed to just buying the thing now? Because of leverage? I mean, can't you theoretically use leverage for trading, or is that illegal? Okay, leverage, and maybe for the underlying commodity, the commodity might not exist yet. So for oil, that makes sense. And then for securities, it's just because you can get leverage, I guess. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
comment down below. For the Plain Bagel, my name is Richard Coffin. Thanks for joining me today. This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare, as the name implies, is a great place to learn a new skill or mastery. It's a website that offers thousands of classes on a variety of topics.
Oh, also, every single thing I've ever told you or taught you about like the government and like how the president controls the economy and all of that, just forget everything I've ever said, because now none of that. We're in a whole new world before, or we're in a whole new world now. So before, for instance, I would have said something like, the president doesn't do economic. The president doesn't do economics unilaterally. These are complicated things passed by Congress. Acts are going to take a lot of time to filter into the economy. It's going to take a lot of time to see the effects of things. Like, those are things that exist in the real world. Or I'm sorry, in the imaginary historical world. In the new landscape where a president is deciding to unilaterally, broadly tariff the entire fucking world, I guess the president literally can just destroy your economy in 2 seconds. I don't. Oh, okay. Also, okay, so explain to me these futures. Are these just ETFs that you can buy futures in, like shares in, that just like are indexes of, like, is the US 30, the US 500, are these just the top by market cap? They are indexes, yeah, okay. So it wasn't priced in, or am I misunderstanding something? Who knows what's priced in? These are indices, not ETFs, but close enough. Well, how do you invest in an index? Doesn't it have to be like some kind of fund? Also, like, how do you buy futures in volatility? Or are you like literally funding the IV part of the calculation for any futures contract or the options being sold? I don't understand how you even. Actually, I don't care. I don't need to know. The higher this is, I imagine, the more people are trying to make money on volatility. Oh fuck, dude! I just don't have I need to take a finance class. I wish I just had like an extra day every day to just be educated more. Whenever you're trading something, if you're ever trying to think like, hold on, wait, let me just ask you a question real quick. Vote with your heart, okay? Do you understand what priced in means? When I say like, is it already priced in? Yes, I understand. No, please explain. LOL. I'll put an LOL here so it's not biased. I'm just curious if people understand what this means when I say this. Here you go. Oh, okay. Sorry. Gee. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh, hold on. I know I have a lot of stock traders and lawyers in the audience, so. My friend said this EO helped him buy a house, delivering emergency price relief for American families and defeating the cost of living crisis. This EO didn't do anything. It just said, we're going to try our best to bring down costs. I don't think it actually fucking did anything. Your friend is actually fucking retarded. Give him a pat on the back. Okay, I'll explain this real quick, okay? Okay, just, let's say that we have, okay, without getting too cringe, okay, there's this concept, all right? Whenever you hear retards like me say, nobody can beat the stock market, it's impossible to beat the stock market in the long run, you can't do it, okay? When people like me say shit like that, we're very vaguely and broadly alluding to a thing that I don't understand, okay? I don't have a finance background, okay? But there's a concept known as, all right, the efficient market hypothesis. And what the efficient market hypothesis says is that assuming there's a good level of volume, meaning there's a lot of transactors, a lot of people buying and selling, because more buying and selling means there's more information being communicated about price. As long as you've got an active market with a lot of buyers and sellers, a lot of volume going through it, chances are there's so much information out there that the market is probably accurately representing a good value for a given thing at any point in time, okay? Assuming there's high volume, assuming somebody in chat said a parity of information, correct. There can't be like a bunch of secrets or whatever that only some people know, whatever, right? Okay. So what does that mean? All right. Let's say that theoretically, okay, let's say that we had a crystal ball. No, I'm sorry. Let's not say about crystal ball. Let's say that we know that a new CEO is going to come into a company, okay, right here. And the CEO, his name is Mr. Steinsberg Bucksworth, okay? And this guy turns companies around. This motherfucker goes in and he just, okay, sets them straight, okay? He makes these companies so profitable, all right? And let's say that we have this company, okay? We'll call the company SARBS, okay? And they manufacture barbs, okay? So SARBS are barbs manufacturer, all right? This is a company, all right? We know that in 2100, the year 2100, okay, right now we're going to say it's the year 2098. We know that this guy is going to become the CEO of this company, all right? We'll say that it's announced in 2099. We know that he's going to become the CEO over here. And when he does it, he's going to turn this motherfucker around. We know that's going to happen, all right? Now, you might think that, okay, well, here's the value of the company, and then he becomes CEO, and then, woo, oh my God, okay, he's turned around. And so when you look at it, it's like, okay, well, what is a stock? Well, a stock represents the value of a company, right? So if we were to plot, what do we think the stock trades for? What we would imagine the stock would trade for is, okay, we're going to say in green, this is what we imagine the stock trades for. The stock is going to trade at, because this is the value of the company, and then the new CEO comes in and boom, and it's going to go up. And that's what the stock trades for, okay? Because the new CEO comes in, it's like, okay, cool. Makes sense, right? Stock represents the value of the company, we buy it, and that's, what we're going to do, okay? However, okay, I'm sorry, I didn't draw this line initially very well. Imagine that, hold on, wait. Imagine that this is only going up after the CEO comes in. These need to be identical. Hold on. Okay, I'm getting there. Okay, there you go. Okay. All right. Okay. So stock represents the value of the company. All right. And then when the new CEO comes in, the company is going to become more valuable. So the stock will be more valuable, right? Because our assumption is stock represents the value of the company. Okay. Destiny, I now understand priced in. No, you don't. I haven't explained it yet, motherfucker. Stop. Okay. But let's look at this. Okay. Now, let's say that we're a savvy investor. Okay. And we're like, well, hold on. If I know that this stock is going to become more valuable because this guy's going to assume CEO position and turn the company around. Well, hold on. I'm not going to buy the stock here when everyone else is. That's fucking retarded. I'm going to buy the stock. You're going to take into account, well, what are the current interest rates? What are your other investments paying, right? I'm probably going to buy the stock. Fuck it. I'm going to buy it like right fucking here, okay? Because I want to be in an area where when he comes into the CEO position, I'm ready to take over and make all my money. So if you think that and everybody else thinks that, well, what happens is in 2099, when SARBS announces that their new CEO, Goldenstein Bucksworth, is going to come in and turn around their barbs production, what the market actually does is people start buying right here. And what you actually see is something similar to this. So what's happening here? Like, how do we explain the difference in price here? The company is not actually worth more, right? That's because a stock is not representative of only the underlying valuation of the company, or depending on how you want to be, how extreme you want to be, it actually is, it's not related at all to the underlying valuation of the company. What a stock represents is how much you think another buyer is going to think that that stock is worth in the future. That's what a stock actually is when you're buying and selling stock. So what's happening is in 2099, when SARBS announces that they're getting a new CEO, the price of the stock will increase. And this information now has already been incorporated into the price of the stock. So when somebody says, is that priced in? This is what we're talking about. So when the new CEO switches right here, there's not a huge upset. There's not like, oh, fuck, there's a new CEO, because everybody knew, meaning that the value of that CEO, assuming the leadership role over here, has already been priced into the stock. So when I'm asking right now, have these tariffs been priced in? The question is are the markets already adapted to the future tariffs such that people are like, ooh, okay, well, we need to start selling because we think that barbs are going to be in a real rough spot? Or are the markets in like denial and they're like, there's no way Trump is going to do that? So in actuality, when the tariffs go, they're like, whoa, and now we have a huge correction. When somebody talks about something being priced in, what they're wondering is that future possibility that is going to happen, have the markets already incorporated that accurately? Keep in mind that all of this is like a risk adjustment as well, right? So let's say, for instance, there was like a 1% chance that this stock doubles. Well, then this price might be a little bit higher. Let's say there's a 50% chance that the stock doubles. The price might go a lot higher. Let's say there's a 1% chance that it halves. Well, the price might be a bit lower. 50% chance that it halves, the price might be a lot lower, right? That's what it means when you say priced in, basically. So these future markets and what the market opens on is going to determine whether or not companies actually thought that these tariffs would go through or not. So if the futures market crashes really hard, so if it's very low, and then the markets open, and then all of the stocks start to fall, then it means that nobody actually thought Trump would do this, and it wasn't priced in. Okay, does that make sense? Also, here's a question. I don't know if you see like a 2-point drop in the US 500 futures market, would we expect to see like a corresponding 2-point drop, like 2 percentage point drop in all of the like the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, and the Dow Jones, or would we expect it to be bigger? Like, because what are how far into the future are these futures contracts written for? Will it tell me? Like, I don't know how long a future is this, like a day or like a month or a year or can people just trade the futures they already have? It's really hard to tell, to be honest. Sometimes the futures get completely reversed on open. Okay. It's the third week of March, 21st. Oh, okay. Well. Do you think that the paying more is patriotic angle we're seeing from some creators will actually work, or do you think sentiment will turn against them if prices go up? Democrats, I think it's good for us, I think that Democrats will get more mad and will go out and vote. MAGA, I think, is stuck there. MAGA wants to pay higher prices, I think. You need to understand how stochastic calculus works to have a grasp on futures markets since they're mostly reliant on derivatives. What? Do I really need to, though? To get a mile-high view of it? I don't know if I need to know that. Do you think that all Trump voters are MAGA, or do you think those that voted for Trump will flip in 2025 and 2026? I don't know. Another thing too, because remember, like, there's so much external stuff that's playing into this. We have to do something about social media. We have to get, I wanted to do this one. There's so many things I want to do. I wish there were other streamers I could give these assignments to. We need more. We need like an actual ecosystem of like people that can do this shit. I want people to like actually research some of these people. Is it Gunther Eagleman? Is this a real human being? Or is this a bot account? I see this crop up a lot. I just like looked through it a little bit. I want to know who these people are. I should know like this guy's background. He's got over 1 million followers. I see this shit pop up all the time. Like, who the fuck is this person? Like, where does he make money from? What, like, is he a political show host or? It's a real person, but 100% there are multiple people that own the account. Like, I see this shit pop up all the time, and it's always like Russian propaganda, like, holy shit, we were right again. Zelensky claims Ukraine only received 75 billion of the over 177 billion sent in aid. Where did the money go? The American media will never share this. Make it viral. Really? American media is not going to play any? Okay. Why does he have an Estonia flag in his Twitter background photo? That's the Blue Lives Matter flag, which is brave to be flying this because I thought conservatives hated cops now. Although, well, I guess now they love cops, or they just hate feds. Well, no, they love some feds. I don't know who they like. I have no fucking idea. None of it actually makes sense. It's like very much a 1984 world. fuck is this? Is your portfolio hurt bad? I'm sure it will be. If you want financial advice, trading advice, okay, if I could ever say anything to you, despite everything else, if you have an investment portfolio that is invested broadly in the U.S. market, it's always generally better to just hold through the storm. If you really think things are going down soon and you want to try to time it, and you're thinking about throwing some money into your account, you could wait, I guess, a week or two, and when the markets go down, throw some money in, but don't sell all your shit and try to jump back in. Most people lose a lot of money trying to do that. So if you've got an investment account, it's going to be a rough ride. It happens. There are ups and downs. The United States right now, I believe, we are at the end of, I think, like the longest and most insane bull market, I think, in all of U.S. financial markets history. So there is going to be a correction. It's going to fucking, this might hurt, but like, hold it long. Have faith in the United States and the U.S. economy. Hopefully.
Hi, what's your name and where are you from?
Hi, I'm Mia Khalifa. I'm from Lebanon.
What do you do for a living?
I am a jewelry designer.
Hi, what's your name?
Watch till the end. Oh, wait.
Hi.
Wait, I don't understand. What's the end? Oh, is it because there was a baby and it's a porn star? Okay. Also, dear God, just get a real investment fund. They will adjust the underlying composition to avoid excessive upsets. Nah, just invest in ETFs. Nobody's beating any bullshit. Just ride it out with the rest of your fellow Americans.
The government has done, both Republicans and Democrats alike, and thank God for Doge. They're looking at waste, fraud, and abuse. Just got access to Treasury payment accounts to showcase all of the fraud going on, billions and billions of dollars. They're already saving billions of dollars.
Any reason to do ETFs over mutual funds? They do the same thing overall than the initial investment. I don't know. There's some investment guy that I listened to a long time ago, and he was like, don't invest in things that charge you fees. And I think mutual funds do that, so I don't know why. ETFs, I think, generally outperform a little bit, but I think mutual funds are probably okay as well, but I don't know, dude.
Payment accounts to showcase all of the fraud going on, billions and billions of dollars. They're already saving billions of dollars a day. We have to look at spending. We have to look.
Where is this billions of dollars a day being? Can somebody explain to me where they're getting that number from? $4 billion a day saved. From what? We haven't even redone a budget or any allocation or anything. What is the money being saved from? Of what? I don't understand where that's coming from. Are the maggots not doing the meme they accuse Democrats of? Super rich billionaire that doesn't... Why are you asking me this? Yes, I have so many friends in real life. Every time a friend asks me, I tell people to stop asking me that question. It scares the fuck out of me. I will say two things. It's kind of sad. One is, for the first time in my life, I've gotten more messages from like real life friends who are like, hey, is shit going to be okay? Because this is starting to feel like really dark. I've gotten a lot of those messages, which feels bad. And the second thing I get, and a lot of people tell me this, and I just tell people, don't ask me this. The answer is no, okay? Is they go like, hey, is this actually legal? Are they allowed to do this? I'm like, no. Doesn't matter, though. Stop asking me that fucking question. It's not legal, but there are no laws for Republicans. Stop asking me that fucking question, okay? They're getting it from here? Is it Elon Musk tweet? Yes, I saw this, but what is it in reference to? I am cautiously optimistic that we will reach the $4 billion a day fiscal year 2024 reduction this week. What does that mean? $4 billion per day? Times 365? We're going to save $1.5 trillion. So we're cutting Social Security and Medicare. Is that what we're saying? Also, by the way, motherfuckers, another way, and nobody thinks about it this way. Well, economists probably do, but nobody in politics talks about it this way. Another way to combat your deficits, okay, is to grow the economy. Because as the economy gets larger, your tax receipts increase as well. And that's another way that you can kind of fight the deficit. So you can do some things to cut the deficit, Okay, which I think is probably okay. I don't think we should demonize people to cut the deficit. I think it's fine. Now, taking it to fucking zero to try to like do austerity and do insane shit to gimp and handicap your own economy is not good. But I think that cutting back on our deficit a little bit is good. That's fine. But when you continue to grow the economy, you're also getting more money, more tax receipts. You've got more income to the government. That helps you as well. Having a huge deficit and then subsequently a huge debt, while promising to almost double your military spending, which is your largest item on your discretionary spending, promising you're not going to cut Social Security and Medicare, that money's already promised, motherfucker. So that shit is out the window. You can't fire employees and save a ton of money on Social Security and Medicare. These entitlements are already promised to people. And destroying your economy, this is like, I don't know where the money is going to be saved. You're absolutely right, Destiny, but tariffs also increase tax receipts. I bet they don't. I bet they don't that much. I bet that the damage to the economy, I bet is going to outweigh or come close to outweighing any income that the government would have received on tax receipts. So I don't think that tariffs are going to be a huge income driver for the government. And Donald Trump is planning on, maintaining the Trump tax cuts. So, have you gotten Mom Cindy's opinion on the tariffs now that they are real? I can't talk to my mom anymore. It almost makes me, like, it's actually super upsetting. So I don't talk to my mom much. The last message I sent her was, it's because her short-term memory is getting a lot worse. I know why she asked me this, because she probably wants to buy that stupid Trump coin. She said, Stevie, do you own any Bitcoin? And I said, not really, no. And then I said, Mom, why are we engaging in trade wars with our allies? Frowny face. And then she sent me a heart and she said, I will try to remember to check that out during the day and let you know. I love you. It's possible that we were being taken advantage of and they didn't want to do anything about it, but I will check during the day tomorrow. I love you. Like, it's the thing that she sent me before that. Is this real? I don't know if you guys can see this fucking Kamala picture. Direct quote, January 21st, 2021. These Trumpers think we care about the Constitution. We have the power now. It's time to end this. They really don't get it. We will block them in the courts. We will use federal law enforcement and the military. After Joe inflicts the death blow, I'll take the reins. They will beg me for a loaf of bread. I think Kamala said that, right? Oh, I did ask her that when I was doing those DNC interviews. She did say, Kamala, thank God. Oh, there was this. What do you think about Trump threatening to invade Greenland? Denmark is our NATO ally. She said, he is not going to invade anyone. I said, but he's saying it. It's making our allies nervous. It might seem like a joke, or we seem like a joke and we're unreliable. She said, nah, we are not the aggressors. And then I said, then why should he say it? And she said, well, he shouldn't, smiley face. On the other hand, he told the Palestinians to release the hostages. The way Biden left Afghanistan was criminal. He left terrorists in extremely large amounts of all kinds of arms, tanks, and the newest fighter aircraft. He was responsible for the deaths of the 15 soldiers at the gate and many more people. He left behind locals that had been our allies, giving us information, working with us. Some were U.S. citizens. A last-minute get out now, without giving our allies there the chance to get out. Many, many entire families were murdered because of him. I asked her, oh, this is when we were doing the DNC interviews. I said, just a random question. If you had to choose either Kamala or Putin as a president for the U.S., who would you say would be better? My mom is so Cold War brained that thank God she answered this one kind of correctly. But she said, well, I would say Kamala is the lesser of two evils. Actually, I doubt she is all bad. There are likely some topics she and I would agree on. But then her next message was, you do know that J6 was a setup, right? I said, it absolutely was not, LOL. She said, oh, yes, it was. I was watching. We don't do this stuff. We don't want this stuff. The Dems in power have been extreme evil, starting wars because they thought it made them look good. I don't know, but at this point, I consider them evil. When a Dem was voted in, we did the right thing. We expect the same from the Dems. They intentionally let in millions of unvetted foreigners from all over the world through our border, including murderers from prisons all over the world. Unacceptable. J6 was a setup. Epstein is one of their boys. I don't even know where this picture comes from. She sent me this picture of some guy in a blue hat that says, "Goodbye, Trump." Shadow of Ezra tweet. A blue anon liberal wearing his Space Force jacket declares that the silent heroes within the three-letter agencies are about to save the USA from Donald Trump's presidency. He confidently claims that Trump will ... It's actually unbelievable. She sent me this. I only send you this info because I want you to have true information. I love you. What do we know about the Biden administration and what they hid from us? 1. The truth of J6 2021. 2. The truth of whether Joe was involved with Burisma. 3. The truth concerning the Hunter Biden laptop. 4. The truth about the chaotic and deadly withdrawal from Afghanistan. 5. The truth about the mental acuity. 6. The truth about who was doing Joe's job. 7. The truth about the impeachments. 8. The truth about E. Jean Carroll. 9. The truth about Jeffrey Epstein. 10. The truth about COVID. 11. The truth about weaponizing government against a political opponent. 12. The truth about why millions of legal immigrants are allowed to walk amongst us. Oh, we got this one. Actual Joe Biden quotes. Ready? The real racist is a Democrat. Quote, "If my opponent wins, they're going to put y'all back in chains." End quote. Quote, "Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle." End quote. If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. You cannot go to a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts unless you have a slight Indian accent. I'm not joking. I do not buy the concept popular in the 60s, which said, we have suppressed the black man for 300 years. We, Delawareans, were on the South Side in the Civil War. Jesus. Just as a heads up, you guys think that like X is fucked? Facebook has been fucked for a decade. When did your mom go MAGA initially? It was prior to 2016. It was when my mom around 20, it was in the later stages of the Tea Party. My mom stopped trusting Fox News and started almost exclusively relying on Facebook for her like news and media. And it was all like memes and shit on Facebook and shit. This is never happening. What is the excuse going to be when we don't even... I wonder if our deficit will even decrease. I actually just had that thought, Alan H. Destiny, imagine if your mother's memory gets so bad that she reverts back to being an old school neocon and begins hating Trump. I thought about that. The tariff shit happening this week, are we actually fucked? We're already fucked. Yes. Has anyone considered that Elon can cross-reference federal employees with social media accounts to find their political leanings and fire anyone not aligned? There's a billion things that he can do. That's horrible. Like the fucking conflicts of interest here, we're so far beyond the pale. We're so far beyond the pale. Would you be willing to start and command a militia if things get really bad? I suck at... I've never done like real life fucking combat command shit, okay? I feel like I would be all hyped up to do it and I'd be ready to go and I'd have all my StarCraft shit and I'd get like fucking dome skied like right off the bat on some retarded shit and I'd be like, well, fuck me. Whose responsibility is it to investigate the Elon data shit? Do you think it just gets swept under the rug? You have an issue right now and that you keep asking, what do we do to bring attention to these problems, assuming that somebody's going to care? The problem is right now, I don't think anybody cares. Like people in government are in a frenzy. Half the government is inting the game. The American people don't know or care or understand anything. Your strongest voices on the left either want to do land acknowledgements or talk about the donor class or get rid of like billionaires. We need to stop billionaires from funding us. No more donations from rich people. Meanwhile, the Republicans are like, true. We don't need donations from rich people because we are the rich people. Like, it's fucking retarded. Holy fuck, Balosar. I'm tweeting that. Am I gonna get banned? I kind of want to. Fuck. Maybe I shouldn't. Fuck. Is that too edgy of a tweet? If the comic book version of the Punisher existed in real life, he would be out there killing people. They got pardoned for the J6 stuff. But that might be too edgy. I don't know. Never mind. Fuck it. I can't. All the seditious conspiracy people got. Oh, I think I have a chat with one of the J6 prosecutors, actually. Somebody emailed me to set that up. Awesome, cool. That'll be interesting. Bro, what do you even... Oh, my God. Like, the thing that's bothering me so much about all of this is, as shitty as I used to think conservatives were, like... When you think about Halliburton and Iraq, and even like, at the worst, even if it was like horrible American actions, it was at least like to benefit America. But now, like, it feels like they fucking hate this country. Like, I don't know what, like, Trump is like, I don't understand. It's just like self-destructive as fuck. Like, nobody's benefiting. Like, I want to know who's talking about. What are people behind the scenes saying to Trump about this terror shit? I'm so confused. Did you benefit from the Iraq war? I mean, the worst version of it says I did. Supposedly we got cheaper gas, and Halliburton and the military contractors and anybody that worked there supposedly benefited from, and all of America benefited from cheaper gas to drive our cars. Supposedly, if you take the worst version of that conspiracy. For Trump, it's all about his money. Why are you asking? I don't think it's just about money. I think that once you have money, I think you want influence or other stuff. There are other ambitions that you have beyond just money. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Maybe it's like it's money, and then it's ambition, and then it goes back to money, and then ambition, and maybe it switches again. For my relationship with money is when I was working class, having money to pay your bills and not stress over being late was basically everything. When I started streaming, being like financially secure and catching up on everything was still important. Money was important. But I feel like, as silly as this sounds, like once I had $10,000 in my savings account, I feel like I just never looked back. Like once that minimum threshold of, oh, cool, I don't have to stress about bills, like at least paying my next month's bills. Like once that was gone, then I feel like my relationship with money changed a lot, where it's like, oh, okay, I don't care as much anymore. I guess if there's like stuff you want to buy or lifestyles you want to live, it can change. But especially now with the amount of money I make, like I can't imagine doing some huge crazy thing to sacrifice my values or my country to make more money at this point. But maybe if I had like $100 million, maybe like, oh shit, like now it's going to be so big. I don't know. But in looking at like how, especially in the age of social media, where it feels like, I could be wrong, but it feels like billionaires and the ultra wealthy used to be a lot more behind the scenes, like behind the curtain. But now it feels like these guys want props. They want credit. They want to be cool. Have you seen fucking Zuckerberg getting chained out and doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu with everybody and training and didn't Zuckerberg, was he the one, did he challenge Elon Musk to a BJJ match? Was that Zuckerberg? Or Bezos is going on podcasts and these guys are going to the inauguration, and yeah, it feels like people want, like, the attention economy is like so much more. They want that attention and they'll spend money to get it, and then they want that like influence and stuff more than just getting more dollars in their bank account is what it feels like. Oh, it reminds me of this one too. Sorry, fuck. We're gonna play that fucking Reagan speech. We should play that every day. Along with this Bush one. Thanks, the one commenter. Not yet. Fuck, what, was this a recent speech that he gave? Where he talks about... Was it this?
I've been very careful when we've been talking about George W. Bush, and then we'll talk about it.
I would describe it as isolationist, protectionist.
It's the first video, the top one. Is it on immigration? Is it here? Oh.
States in the internet world.
I will never stop reminding you of this, okay? In case you're young or you weren't following politics or whatever, just so you know, George Bush was considered the fucking retard president. That's what the state of where American politics, that's how far we've fallen. This is the retard guy that people published books. People published books called Bushisms. I think there was a book called Bushisms that was published because of how fucking retarded George Bush was. This is how far we've fallen.
States in the internet world. I do believe there will be a rational immigration policy eventually passed. I think there's going to have to be some time. What's interesting about our country, if you study history, is that there are some isms that occasionally pop up. One is isolationism, and its evil twin protectionism, and its evil triplet nativism. So if you study the 20s, for example, there was an American First policy that said, who cares what happens in Europe? Well, what happened in Europe mattered eventually because of World War II. There was Smoot-Hawley, which was a part of an economic policy, which basically said we don't want trade. In other words, let's throw up barriers. And there was an immigration policy that I think during this period argued we had too many Jews and too many Italians, therefore we should have no immigrants. And my point to you is we've been through this kind of period of isolationism, protectionism, nativism. I'm a little concerned that we may be going through the same period. I hope that these isms...
Fuck. I thought this was really recent and maybe Bush just started speaking smarter, but no, this was in 2011. Okay. Jesus, yeah. Somebody donated $50 to say, you've become so bad faith, it's insane. I can't understand how a person that is actually smart can become so close-minded just because you picked a side. Just because your opponents are retarded, it doesn't mean everything they say is retarded. Yeah, I don't know what to say, bro. Like, I feel like we're so far past the point of me, like, scrambling to say, well, I think I'm right because of this and this and this. Like, every bad thing now, so far in, like, 2 weeks, 2024 Trump has been everything that crazy blue-haired progressives told you 2016 Trump would be. That's where we're at right now. And we're 2.5 weeks into his presidency. Wait, did I pause out of this and not even finish this? Sorry. Brian, blued this? Skied this? I don't know what the fuck you say for blue sky. Posted this, I guess? Absolutely brutal scroll on Fox. I don't remember if we finished.
Spending that the government has done, both Republicans and Democrats alike, and thank God for Doge. They're looking at waste, fraud, and abuse. Just got access to Treasury payment accounts to showcase all of the fraud going on, billions and billions of dollars. They're already saving billions of dollars a day. We have to look at spending. We have to look at tax cuts as well. But it's very important. There are multiple factors that go into inflation. We have to recognize that and try to fight our way forward and grow the economy in a way that wages grow with the challenges we have ahead and that people can afford eggs and gas again. We can't do that right now until we fix the system.
Yeah, we were just looking.
I went to my local Walmart today and unironically all the eggs were gone. There was not a single package of eggs to purchase unless you count the carton of liquid egg shit. How unfortunate for me, I just started buying groceries too. I said I bought a rice cooker, right? I've been baking chicken in the oven because that's where you bake things. All for naught. Back to door dashing, I guess. I disagree with you so much. Take my EBT money. Republicans 2025. Well, hold on. I don't know how long that EBT money is going to be available. Anybody that's against tariffs, including the fake news, Wall Street Journal, and hedge funds. Why are we hating hedge funds now? Where did this come from? Did you go into those fancy rice cookers? Yeah, I got that Japanese brand. That crazy. It's only against them because these people or entities are controlled by China or other foreign or domestic companies. Anybody that loves and believes in the United States of America is in favor of tariffs. They should have never ended in favor of the income tax system in 1913. The response to tariffs has been fantastic. From who, motherfucker? Oh God, J.D. Vance. Imagine having to carry water for this.
That Mexico has allowed the facilitation of the illegal drug trade and illegal sex trafficking for years and has done nothing about it. If they want to be a better partner to us, the time starts now. We know the Chinese, of course, have stolen American manufacturing jobs for 30, 40 years, and also that they facilitated the trafficking of illegal fentanyl into Mexico.
He wants to bring back the 1913 system. Yeah, at one point before we had an income tax, all of the government was funded by tariffs. But like the economy has changed. The world has changed. You have to adapt and move forward, guys. It's adapt or die. This is like business 101. You can't just go back. No one can go back in time. Well, who knows? Maybe the whole world can take a step back. I don't know. What do you think needs to happen for Trump to declare he was wrong on tariffs? I feel like Republican lawmakers have to abandon him. And I don't even know if they have the backbone. I don't know if they have the integrity or the character to do that. The mayor of Cheyenne, Wyoming, won with under 15K votes. You should move there and get work from home DGGers to move there. You have a shot at becoming a mayor of a capital city. Next, 150K will get you the governor, not a cult, by the way. Make a streamer of a city.
In American manufacturing jobs for 30, 40 years, and also that they facilitated the trafficking of illegal fentanyl into Mexico, where the drug cartels then bring it into our country. We are sick of being taken advantage of. We still have, thank God, the biggest economy in the entire world, the best people and the best workers, but the message from President Trump to the entire world is very clear. We are done being taken advantage of, and we have a president who looks out for the interests of American citizens. Thank God we do, and we're going to try to do it the best we can.
Okay. Fuck is this? Jesus Christ. Who is Beyonce Sensori? Jesus. Can you just be naked at the Grammys? Okay. Don't care. Kanye's wife. Okay. Based.